Can you clarify the concept of free rent?
Sure, so free rent. It is free, it's rent that you're not paying. And when you're negotiating free rent, the general concept is that there are these costs associated with moving in. And so if you're a tenant and you're leasing a new building, you have to cut a check for your first month's rent and your security deposit. You may have to cut a check to a contractor to fit out your new building, cut a check to your moving company, and then you may need to cut another check to your contractor as you're restoring your old building you're moving from. So those are a lot of out-of-pocket expenses. And so if you are a landlord and you need a tenant, you want to induce or give a concession to help a tenant be able to overcome that cash outlay. And that idea works for free rent and maybe a month of free rent, but then in the marketplace, free rent expands when the market's soft and it contracts when the market's hot. And not only can you negotiate amount of months, then it's when is this free rent? So is it like in the bottom of the recession, we negotiate a few deals with 6 to 9 months of free rent, months 1 through 6. Sometimes you would make months 1 through 12 half rent, and you get the benefit of less out of pocket, like a cash outlay, but the landlord gets the benefit of some cash flow. And some landlords will not give you free rent if you ask for it that way, but if you ask for 2 months, 1 and 2, and then a third one after the first year, a fourth one after the second year, and a fifth one after the third year, you can sprinkle them out on the anniversary dates of your lease. And so those don't really offset your like out-of-pocket expenses for moving, but the real concessions, where if you only have to pay rent 11 out of 12 months every year, you can do the math and divide it back into what your net effective rent is, and you may have a deal that's $1 per square foot that when you factor in all the free rent is really 95 cents per square foot, and it's the same as getting a 95-cent rate. And so that's one great way where you can balance rental rate, free rent, annual increases to come up with your net effective of what's the real value of all the concessions that you're able to win in your negotiation.